Freedom Read Day. Freedom
October
Read
the 7th
Day.
is Freedom Read Day?
Yes, Freedom Read Day.
Okay.
Reading as an existence, because there are books that they have put bans on that they do not want you to read.
Oh my goodness.
33% increase since last year of the number of books that they have banned because they don't want you to know the place
Are
that
you
you
kidding
have
me?
come
30%. So what you're saying is 33% of the books that
from. Over
were
last year, 33% increase.
within from 2022 to 2023, they have taken away 33% of
More books.
more literature. 33% of the literature of information that they don't want us to concede.
Yes.
That's insane.
Over 3,000, it is 3,000, or is it 33,000? It's either 3,000, 33,000, probably 3,000 books that have been banned.
That sounds about right.
Yeah.
3,000 books. That's insane. That's a lot of
Have been
literature
banned.
to pull off the shelf. And it's throughout, like, what, the libraries, the school systems,
I
it's
mean,
throughout everywhere, right? Throughout the entire country, right?
Yeah, there are certain states that have banned them in libraries everywhere, in every areas. But we're going to talk about a little bit about, you know, but these particular books. When you read the experiences of others, you develop empathy. And this is what they're trying to make sure that is not created because when you study about or read about the experiences that some people have gone through, especially the devastating experiences that people have gone through, then their empathy develops. And when empathy develops, you know, that's mean that it's the ability to understand and to share the feelings of another. So therefore, there will be more consideration, more favored disposition towards those individuals who have gone through certain crises. No matter what kind of crisis it may be in, it may be, you know, the crisis because of your sex identity, because of your race identity, because of whatever the circumstances may be. When you read about the experiences and the crisis that these individuals have faced because of their lifestyle or their particular situation, then you develop empathy. And therefore, you have special consideration. So they're really trying to make sure that this type of thing is not developed. So you have these banned books that you know, this is not new. Remember, in slavery, they banned the black people from being able to read any book. They refused to allow them to master reading. So it's a historical
It sounds like
thing. It's an experience that people have gone through, and they don't want others to try to develop empathy towards those who have had these crises, because it's weakened their determination to oppress and to disenfranchise and to dominate. See, when you get into a situation where the minority want to control, then you have to move from a democracy to another system of control.
Wow.
You may call it whatever name you want to give it, dictatorship or whatever. You have to move to another, because if you emphasize in democracy, then you emphasize in majority rule. And if the minority want to dominate and control, then they don't want empathy to be developed towards those who they are dominating. And therefore, they have these book bans in all these different places. But the unique thing about it, there are stores that have book ban sections. There are stores that have these book ban.
Yeah, while you're talking, I'm reading like all the books, and I'm like, oh my God, like I had no idea, like Beloved by Toni
Yeah, a lot of
Morrison was
books.
banned.
I'm not going to try to name all
yeah,
those books.
You can't name all of them.
No,
I'm
it's a
reading
lot
the
of
list
books.
off of Oprah Daily, and I'm like, stuck.
The 1619, you maybe want to start 1619 project. I mean, that's a great book to read.
The 1619 Project?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's the name of the book, the
Yeah,
1619 Project.
that's one of the books they have highlighted that really kicked off this disposition and attitude. This black lady that worked at the university wrote this book. But anyway,
Okay,
let me tell you about this section of the store where they book ban. They have this section where they had banned the books, had the banned book section. The amazing thing is a drastic increase of the number of books being bought. That's the way the Lord works. When he's right a disadvantage, he's making an advantage. That's what Apostle Paul wrote, didn't he? He said, God take everything and make it work for your good.
Yeah, well, yes, he does.
And there's the abandoned book section of the bookstore became the most sold books in the bookstore.
Wow.
Because it says highlighted these are abandoned books, and therefore that's what it said. And where it's been trying to use as a disadvantage, it worked to an advantage.
Oh wow, yeah, because people were they were flying off the shelf because they were trying to ban them, so people wanted the copy, so they
want to see what it's about.
What the controversy.
And so you have a lot of these books. So today is Freedom Read Day.
Freedom Read Day.
Freedom Read Day, the 7th of October. This is the reason why.
Well, so it's Freedom Read Day. So can I buy? Okay, so because they're banned, does that mean the books? So just for clarity, does that mean the bookstores can't sell the books anymore?
No, the bookstore is selling them. They have a book ban section.
But why? So
where most. That's because they have this. Because what the bookstore has done highlight this book ban section. And when they highlighted this book ban section, they are selling more of those books than any other.
Right. So what I'm saying is that when the books are banned, right? What does that actually mean?
That means that they're banned in schools, libraries, all these places.
Just banning them from being in these places, not banning them from being printed or being sold. They could still be printed.
No, you can still buy the books.
And they can be sold.
They cannot be used in schools.
Okay, in schools.
They cannot be used in libraries.
Any
government control.
Any government controlled facility.
Yeah.
Understood. Any government funded facility, which is the public libraries and our schools, which are the top two places where our children get their literature from. Where are you?
Yeah. But there are bookstores, that's private owned.
Yeah.
They are highlighting these sections.
Okay.
Book ban sections.
Okay, well that's what
and
I need to do.
as a result of it, people are buying, more of these books than they ever bought before.
Understood.
So, in other words, they have used this method to undermine, and God took it and made it to be an advantage. Paul said,
what are you going to say? Paul said what?
For those who love the Lord, everything will work for their good.
Yeah, all things work together for the good for those who love God and called according to his purpose, right? That's it, right?
Yeah.
There you go. That's it. I know you know
Romans 8:28. Yeah.
Romans. That's what I depend on you for. Give me the scripture. I mean, not to quote it. But no, this is good, Dr. Jones. So I'm glad you brought that up because I was having a conversation with it was my mom and some other people, whatever, but we were just talking about how this system is so strategic right now. They give our kids the phones, the tablets, the internet, and the video games and all the things, and they figure if they could take their mental and take their mind, then once our mind is gone and our work ethic is gone, then we have nothing. And that is literally what's transforming and happening right in front of us with this generation that we're raising. Like the kids are just so bamboozled by the electronics and the technology. They don't want to read anymore. They don't take in information that we did when we were young.
The one thing about the technology, though, is that it does make information quickly available.
No, that part
Google,
is true. Yeah.
You can Google it, and if
it can be used for good and bad.
Like the book that they said you can't read, you can Google it and read them.
You can, and that's a good part. But then my kid can also Google something that he heard in the music and the song that he has no business Googling.
Yeah, I know. I'm saying that but that's the role of the parents. You're dealing with the role of the parents.
Regulating what is being. Put it back on us parents. Okay, gotcha.
Regulating what is to be in Google. However, there are advantages in the way that we can get quick information.
Understood.
In these days, but there is a need, though, to know where you have come from in order to know where you need to be going. If you deny these type of histories that they are trying to keep you from having, you won't know exactly what you have come through. You don't know where you have come from, and you don't know. It takes away. I think it takes away a certain amount of your determination.
Yeah.
When you can look back and see what your people have come through and how strong they were, and no matter how difficult the experiences have been, and see where they have arrived and fix it so that you have made it to this place where you are, it gives you greater determination and greater understanding as to the direction that you need to go.
That's perfect. And so while you were talking, I said, okay, for our listeners, for our listeners that are in like the Baltimore area, which is like our roots of our radio show, and I'm sure if you, no matter where you are, whether you're in Detroit, wherever you are listening, you can just Google it. So what I did was I just Googled bookstores in Baltimore with banned book sections, and so it gave me right away multiple options. But we have the Book Escape. They're on Charles Street, downtown Baltimore. They have Charm City Books, Washington Boulevard, and there's another store called Book Thing of Baltimore, Inc. And so the list goes on, but then I was also shocked to read that Barnes & Nobles has a banned book section of the top books. And then Google themselves, it's called Google Books. They have a whole list of books you can purchase through Google Books that have been banned. So it's like, it's still at our fingertips, but just not accessible to our children.
And what happens is that the disadvantage has been God has taken it and moved it to become our advantage. Because, like you said, there are banned book sections, and people can start identifying. Now, maybe there were people who had no interest in reading and understanding these books. Now they have created an interest.
Yeah.
And the understanding and the reading of these books. Like one thing that our show have always been emphasizing is where we have come from. There's a place I know, and I take you where we have come from, right? Where we have come from, and the reason why we've been emphasizing that because we think it's necessary for us to go back to some places where we have come from. That means industrial arts in elementary school.
Yeah.
That's where we have come from. There was a time when industrial arts were in all of the elementary. You could take mechanic.
So was that here or just other states or other countries?
Just about everywhere.
But just not here, right? Was it like that here before?
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
So before we used to have industrial arts in elementary school, middle school?
Everywhere, just about everywhere.
Do you know we've been on this show for over a year, Dr. Jones? I missed that part. I thought we were like trying to get that.
No.
So
It
happened
used to
here,
be.
And then they took it away. I thought we were trying to like implement a blueprint from other
No.
countries and
That
places.
used to be here in Maryland. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, used to be.
In elementary, middle school.
Yeah.
That's insane.
They still have, which is a couple of them, like you said. They didn't get rid of all of
Well,
them.
they're in high school now. We have like 4 or 5 vocational high schools, and that's it, right? So that's what I know about Baltimore. But you're saying before, it was started in elementary and middle school, and then triggered. By the time they got to high school, they were ready to get really into the deep dive location of it, right?
Yeah, auto mechanics, the carpenter, a lot of stuff that they.
And they started early. So okay, so here we go, right? So if you've never listened to our show before, just for our new listeners, we come on, of course, every Saturday, 11 a.m. Again, the show is called I Know a Place, I Want to Take You There. But if you've never listened to the show before, I'll give you a quick synopsis, right? So the goal of our show, this is really ultimately a mentor strategy program designed by Dr. Matthew L. Jones, who you're just listening to. He designed this mentor strategy program so that it can ultimately reduce crime, right? And so the makeup of these 3 stages have proven themselves to be diligent, right? So the goal of the first stage in the plan of this show is to show that spirituality and economics are one and the same, because when spirituality is the foundation of our communities, it reaches every aspect of our lives, right? And so we want people to know that the Black church is and has always been the strongest economic entity in our community. And the purpose of our show is to bring back together the church and our minority businesses. And at the same time, we want to mentor young men and women who wish to start a business by having an existing business or interest, we want to mentor them in that. And I stop there all the time. Quickly, I'll just say it. We say young men and women, but there's no age. We're here to mentor.
We emphasize no age, young,
age
old, indifferent.
But we do know that our youth are the people that are going to pay our Social Security and take care of us when we get older. So we need to invest in them. But the young men and women could very well much be in your church, in your community at large, or just someone that are connected. A young person that's connected to you. And by using this method, we will strengthen both the church and the community as we strengthen the individuals involved. Right?
We try to encourage the churches to notice them, acknowledge their businesses. Encourage their businesses to give assistance to maybe individuals or young people in their congregation who may want to do the same thing as a mentor.
And everybody benefits. The business owner, first of all, the church, God benefits because he gets the glory. Then the church benefits. Let's go down a trickle-down effect. Then the church benefits, and then the business owners in the church benefit, and our youth and the parents and everyone in that cycle of life benefit from this actual strategy. And that's
why it eliminates crime.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Because we keep people busy and keep them breaking them cars and doing all the things. Right. No, I love it. And they don't have to scrounge. Like young people don't have to find things to
means by which they have to survive.
Yes, I love how you said that. Means
by which they will try to help survive.
Yep, got it.
Because the church will be playing a major role in helping businesses to be more effective and stronger. And then not only will the business be stronger, they be playing a role in assisting young people and how to develop similar type of businesses and help them to understand if they didn't finish high school or don't go to college, they can be very successful in life by working for themselves.
Exactly.
And I always say most of the money you can make is when you're working for yourself.
And not only that, the money that the people that do pay taxes, like that means less of my tax dollars will go to juvenile crime prevention and to young resources, where instead of us putting it into the correctional system for them, we can create other opportunities for them, because that's what we're using the money for. And so I love that, just before I go back to the second stage, I love that Baltimore, our city council, and even our governor, like this next session, a lot of the budget and the funding, the focus of this next session, and I got a little leak on this, is that we're focusing on youth diversion. How can we stop the crime? What can we do for the youth? What programs need to be strengthened? What programs need some money to take off from them? Governor Westmore is taking the economic approach. You better believe it. And so, and going back to what we were saying,
one thing while we focusing on the churches here is that we want the churches to hear us, get our phone numbers, and call in and let us know what you're doing. And we will be identifying several churches in a few minutes that have sent their information in.
Okay.
And we're going to talk about things that they are doing. So if the churches are listening, please, information will be given to you that you can send your information in, and we're going to talk about the work that you are doing in your community that you're already involved in, and we will be talking about some churches in a few minutes.
Yeah, because we don't want to call them out, because that's my thing. When Dr. Jones not here, y'all know I get a little off course. I'm always calling the churches out, like, what are you guys doing? Are you in the community? Are you doing the work? What are you doing to not only, because a lot of churches, they strengthen what's inside of the four walls, but they don't strengthen what's outside of the walls. That's like why Concord is like this halo church for me, because it's like a halo sits over, because you guys are actually constantly, like every month, there's something that you guys are doing to target the people outside of the church. The youth is constantly doing events to bring in people into the church. And so I just love that. And yeah, churches are sending their information. Otherwise, we're going to, put you on the list of what are you doing? So we want to know what you're doing, right? And so you can call us, and just sidebar, in case you tune off or get out the car, call us at Concord. Ms. Roxanne is here every Monday through Thursday, every day, Monday through Thursday, 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. And our number is 410-367-1117, 410-367-1117. Super easy. And so quickly, the second stage of the show, which was how we got to what the show is about, because we were talking about the industrial arts. The second stage is to show the necessity of the industrial arts and how they should be put back into the school system. This will give economic stability to our children and our communities who are not able to go to college or even just finish high school, for that matter. And they will be guided by churches, mentor programs, and all of these things for strong entities to strengthen our community. And so then the third stage of the mentoring program is to have major businesses tie in employment with home ownership. And so we just stop there. But the conclusion and the purpose of our strategy is to eliminate 50% of the crime within our communities, because we believe that crime is a problem. Dr. Jones has pretty much done extensive research and has proven that the crime problem is an economic problem or economic problem, however you say it, rather than just a social problem, and should be dealt with from an economic perspective rather than a sociological perspective.
Let me
That's it.
push a little emphasis on this,
Uh-huh.
this major business we indicate at the bottom.
Yeah, that part.
And I think that may have eliminated some of the minor businesses, some of the lesser major businesses, because I think the reason why I'm coming back to this way is because I have I'm not a major business person, I'm a pastor, but I do have a business, and I've come back to the point of providing home ownership. I'm a minor business, I'm providing home ownership for individuals who are working for me,
Yes.
creating a home ownership for them and making it part of their salary. So,
Yeah.
so not only major businesses can do this, smaller business can, if you may not can do it, but only for one person
Yeah.
or two people, they can at least take place and help people to have their own home.
Yeah.
And the person may not qualify to meet the standard of buying their own homes. Since your score is good and your business is strong, minority business I'm talking
Yes,
about.
minority. We follow you.
You can help somebody to get a
Don't
home.
look over here. I'm doing the work. My minority business is. I'm gonna turn my head the other way, guys. So, but no, Dr. Jones, you nailed it. That's it, right there.
Yeah.
We should be doing.
We
Everyone can participate.
We have to go beyond what we have been doing. We have, number one, the mandatory, the system, the government, the society is making it the mandatory that we pull together, that we work together.
No, we're not really being left much of a choice at
Right,
this point,
that's what
right?
they're making it the mandatory.
I mean, they have crushed our affirmative action. They are taking our books out of the school system. I mean, they're doing all the things, but it's so funny, like you said, what's used for evil is used for good. And so, like you said, this is the time where we come back together. I'm not sure if we're going to go, I don't know if I'm going to grow a bush and fight the power, but I'm ready to fight the power, if you get what I'm saying.
I think there's a song, isn't it?
Yes, it is, of course. Yes, absolutely.
Now, the Concord Business Network will be providing information. We'll talk about that again at the end of the service.
Yeah, we're going to come
We'll
back.
provide information about the classes that we will be operating to help people start businesses, licensing, and all of the other things, many different classes. Those classes will be made available, the name and the classes, but if individuals who have special interests and like for us to do certain special classes, we encourage you to call in also and leave it with Roxanne, those classes that you would like to take, you would like for us to create, that you may have an interest in doing, that we may not have on the list of classes that we will be presenting.
Absolutely.
This list of classes will come forth in the next week or so. We will not present these lists of classes today. We are in the process of organizing them, getting them ready, getting into instructions, getting the instructors ready, and getting the designated schedule, the best possible time. We're trying to select the best possible time that will benefit most of the people. There are some people who are available to come during the day. There are some people who can only come in the evening and at night.
And some people that won't be able to make it in person will do it virtual.
And
We'll set it all up.
and there will be some virtual. There will be some.
Absolutely.
These classes will be virtual. We're going to do it on our virtual system, some of the classes.
Dr. Jones Concord has all the things. But so before we go to this quick break, I just want to, Dr. Jones, this is just a aha moment for me because this reminds me of that Maverick City song, like a man of your word talks about God. But I love that you have stayed true to this method. The pandemic has slowed us down and with different things that are happening, but we're in the second stage. We're moving forward with this thing. And if you've been listening to us since last year, we're there. And we are inviting people to lift up this second stage that we're moving forward with. And so just stay tuned. Don't go anywhere. This is Dr. Jones' theme music. This is like when he puts his white cape on, he flies around because he tells people it's time to make a change because we are the people that can do it. So stay tuned. Don't go anywhere. You are listening to 106.1 Praise FM, and you're listening to I Know a Place / We Know a Place, and we want to take you there.
It's time to make a change.
Yeah.
Slim, can I take it like this? Here we go. Well, it's time to make that change. People of the world today are fading. All of us have our ups and downs. You better think about it or you won't be around. What we need is a little bit of love, sent by one from heaven up above. Take it from here, it's simple and plain. This ain't no game, you know what I'm saying? What? Yep, yeah. Here we go.
We are the people who can do it.
Oh, yeah.
It's time to make the change. We are the people who can do it.
Yo, Mob, kick it for me one time.
What is the world coming to? Seems like everyone is running from the truth.
Yep, yep.
We got stand up and fight, walk into the night. We're the people, we can do it if we try. I know we can do it. Somebody ask me, why do we have to go through it? It's just the test of our faith. We're living day to day. We don't know where, we don't know when. But it's coming from again.
About that time.
Time to make the change. We are the people who can do it. Voices up to you. It's time.
It's about that time, y'all.
Time to make the change.
Yep, yep.
We are the people who can do
Yo,
it.
Mob, kick it for me one more time.
Jesus is spreading mighty fast. Earthquakes are moving through the land. It ain't nothing but a sign. Let it make up our mind. We're the people, we can do it if we try. I know we can do it. Somebody ask me, what do we have to go through, man? It's just a test of our faith. Just living day by day. Don't know when, don't know when. But it's coming
You know what? It's about that time, y'all.
Time to make the change.
Yep, yep.
We are the people who can do it. It's time. Time to make the change. We are the people who can do it.
Here we go. Well, it's time to make that change. People of the world today are fading. All of us have our ups and downs. You better think about it or you won't be around. What we need is a little bit of love, sent by one from heaven up above. Take a seat, it's simple and plain. This ain't no game, you know what I'm saying?
I know we can do it.
Here we go.
What do we have to go through it? It's just a test of our faith. We're living day by day. Don't know when, don't know when.
Oh, yeah.
It's coming right.
Here we go.
It's time.
It's about that time, y'all.
Time to make the change.
That's right.
We are the people who can do it.
Together to make that change.
It's time.
About that time.
Time to make the change.
Yep, yep.
We are the people who can do it.
We can do it. Here we go.
It's time. Time to make the change. We are the people who can do it.
We can do it. Here we go.
It's time.
About that time, y'all.
Time to make the change. You can do it. We are the people who can do it. No mountain too high. Oh yeah. Time to make the change. We are the people who can do it.
Here we go.
Time.
About that time.
Time to make the change. We are the people who can do it. You can do it. It's time. Time to make the change.
Insane. This is something here. Oh my goodness. Welcome back, guys. You're listening to I Know a Place, and I want to take you there. This is a mentor strategy program designed by Dr. Matthew L. Jones. We're broadcasting live from Concord Baptist Church, and you're listening to Praise 106.1 FM. Yeah.
And it's time for us to make a change. We
Yeah,
are the
Dr.
people,
Jones
and we can
series.
do it. It's time for us to make a change.
Yes, exactly.
yes.
And so to make a change, don't you have something that can help people make a change? What are we talking about? This revival here? Because
Yes.
revival can help us change. So lead us into that. They can start there.
St. Timothy Christian Baptist Church is having a special revival. They are having the president of the Empire State Convention to come do the revival. The president, listen,
I was saying the president of the Empire State Convention.
Yeah,
come
president.
again?
Listen, the president of Empire State Convention. He happens to be Carl Washington Jr.
Oh, okay. The
My good
president
friend,
of
Carl.
Empire State. Oh, he's your friend. Okay, I won't Jones your
I
friend. then.
emphasize good friend because Carl Washington Sr. was one of my greatest supporters when I was state president.
Okay.
He always stuck with me. He always supported in every way he could. Whenever we had a meeting, he may not have been feeling well, but he showed up and
Okay.
gave support to the
So there was a senior and a junior. That's why the name sounds so.
Carl Washington
Real
Jr.
relevant. It's
Dr.
been around
Carl
for a
Washington Jr. He is the president of the Empire State Convention, and they will be coming in for the revival. You want to tell us?
Oh yeah, so no. Okay, so this is what I'm looking at. It says St. Timothy's Christian Baptist Church invites you to join us for worship in the Word, which is the fall revival. So it's being held at St. Timothy's Christian Baptist Church, and so I'm assuming. Okay, yeah, there it is right here. Reverend Dr. Carl L. Washington Jr. is the revivalist, and he is the pastor of New Mount Zion in
Mount
Harlem,
Zion.
New York. Oh, wait,
Yeah,
hold
he
on,
is
you
the
got to
pastor.
preach. Oh, okay, y'all showing off St. Timothy.
I
You
did
bring
talk with him
somebody from Harlem,
at the
New York.
convention this week. He was at
Okay. When you were just traveling, right?
Yeah,
Or no,
yeah.
it was a convention here, like the
No,
meeting you guys here.
when we were traveling.
When you were traveling, okay,
Yes,
good. Back at the
yes.
top of September. Okay, this is awesome. So St. Timothy's is showing off, and that's why we got to show up and show out. When somebody has a revival and the speaker and the revivalist is coming from Harlem, New York, how can we not show up? That means that now I'm almost forced to make a day, right?
And
Like this is
especially
insane.
since Mamie
What happened?
Washington, Dr. Mamie Washington, is the pastor, so you know we must show up.
Oh, yeah. What? Oh, my God. My old professor / mentor. I love Miss Minnie Washington. Oh, my God. I didn't even get that far, Dr. Jones. I would have got too excited, so I'm glad you warned me, right? Because I probably would have stopped. So, guys, listen up. If you're listening and you want to be revived, and even if you don't think you need to, I'm sure when you get there, you will be blessed tremendously. And so, again, this is going to be held at St. Timothy Christian Baptist Church. They're inviting us to their fall revival because fall is definitely here. It starts on Friday, October the 13th,
At
6:30
6:30
p.m. Not too late. That means we'll be out of there. And I know with Reverend Dr. Minnie Washington, she doesn't play. So we're going to make sure this thing is precise, full of revival, but at a good time. We'll be home at a good time on a Friday night. And so it's also Saturday, October the 14th at 11 a.m. So Friday, yeah, they're definitely not going to have us in there all Friday night because we're coming right back Saturday morning. So Friday night, October 13th, 6:30 p.m., Saturday, October 14th, 11 a.m., and then Sunday, October the 15th, 11:30 a.m. is their actual service. This is their 50th annual Men's Day. Wow, 50 years of celebrating annual Men's Day, and the revival fire will still be burning. And
The
so
revival fire will still be burning.
on fire. It's going to be a
fire.
lituation. Okay, that's what we call it. It's going to be, like young people say, that's going to be
And
lit.
the address of the
Yeah.
church is?
It's 4005 Groveland Avenue, and that's of course in Baltimore, Maryland, 21215. 21215 is West Baltimore. So again, that's 4005.
not far from here. Not far
Can't
from
be. Can't be far. Couple of blocks away.
Few blocks.
Oh wow. So
10
yeah,
blocks, maybe.
it's 4005 Groveland Avenue. But hey, if you forget, you will remember St. Timothy's Christian Baptist Church. You can just Google them and just know the zip code you're looking for. That location is 21215. Reverend Dr. Minnie R. Washington is the pastor. Reverend Carmi Washington Flood and Reverend Ralph Taylor Jr. are assistant pastors, and Deacon Ralph Taylor Sr. is the chair. And so for more information for this revival, you can always call Concord, which is 410-367-1117, but they have their own numbers if you could remember their numbers, and they want you to call 914-525-4810, or you can call 443-421-0131, and I like that 443 because that's what we're used to here. So it's 443-421-0131. And if you just tune in, we are just talking about this amazing revival that's happening. It's the fall revival at St. Timothy's Baptist Church. They have an amazing revivalist traveling all the way from Harlem, New York. He's the pastor of New Mount Zion there, which is Reverend Dr. Carl L. Washington Jr. And again, it starts on Friday, October 13th at 6:30
I know that you will be there. We're encouraging the whole city.
Dr.
Let's
Jones
come
will
out
be
there.
there.
Yeah, I will be there. I will be there, especially the days that I'm not conflicting with something. I will be there and see. It may have one or two conflicts in there.
You always have conflicts, Dr. Jones. You're a busy
But
person.
I will be there. I will be showing up at this revival. I must. It's mandatory that I be there.
I'm sure you have to make your way one of these particular nights, whether it's Friday. Oh, you can't. Well, you can't do Saturday at 11 a.m.
Yeah,
because
no,
we're
that's
on the
right.
radio.
Yeah, we got to
So
come.
I didn't even peep that part of it, but yeah, okay, good. So yeah, we won't be there Saturday, but we're gonna definitely lift it up as soon as we come on the radio. Just in case you're in your car with nothing to do, we'll give you a destination to scurry onto. But we'll try to make our way that Friday night, right?
Yeah, that's Friday night, and
Awesome.
that Saturday, we will be talking about the revival is going on there
Mm-hmm.
on that Saturday, on our talk show. On that Saturday, we'll
Yeah.
let them know that the revival will be at that same time that we are on the talk show.
Okay.
And this is also on YouTube and Facebook that is going out right now.
Okay.
So those who are
Yeah.
can tune in to YouTube and Facebook, Concord Baptist Church, Baltimore,
Yeah.
and get this information. If, in case you missed some of it now, you
Yeah.
can go back at Concord Baptist Church, Baltimore, on YouTube or Facebook, and you can pull this whole information.
You
that we're
watch it
giving there.
all over again.
All over again.
That part. So what do you got up next for us, Dr. Jones? What's
Yeah, next, the Baptist Missionary Convention, their second quarter, their meeting is coming up.
Oh, these
Oh,
meetings.
The second quarter meeting, it's a little early for the announcement, but it's coming up on the 26th, October the
Okay.
26th. Second quarter meeting is coming up, and you can give the information on that. It's going to be at Mount Zion Baptist Church,
Uh-huh.
and that's at Aberdeen, in Aberdeen, Maryland.
Oh, Aberdeen, Maryland? Oh, God. Okay, so wait a minute now.
Second?
This, I hope, is this going to be a virtual thing? Because I'm not sure if people like me going to drive all the way to Aberdeen. God forgive me.
Not too far.
Like, there should be no limits on the Lord. But when it comes to my
This
evenings
is
and my kid, this is hilarious.
Remember the United Baptist State Convention.
Okay, this is a state convention. Okay,
This
good.
is our state convention, so
Uh-huh.
we just can't stay in Baltimore. It's
Right.
a state
You're right.
convention.
I know,
We
I
must
know.
travel across the city lines.
No, that's true. Hey, look, I know. As serving as the outreach director for the state, I'm just like, okay, there are counties and places and cities in Maryland I never knew about. So yes, the state is larger than what we perceive. It's way bigger than Baltimore. But again, Dr. Jones just talked about this is the United Baptist Missionary Convention, and so the second quarterly meeting is Thursday, October the 26th. It's coming up. We'll plug it in again. In case you're not getting it now, that means you need to tune in next Saturday and maybe the next Saturday. But it's at St. Mount Zion Baptist Church, 200 Old Post Road, Aberdeen, Maryland. Reverend James C. Williams is the host pastor there. But if you want some more information, you know the number to Concord, 410-367-1117. Call us Monday through Thursday, 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. to get this information. And speaking of the United Baptist Missionary Convention, Dr. Jones, are we still like doing this call to action thing?
Yes, yes.
We need these 100 letters, right?
Yeah,
we need them.
I
Yeah.
did meet the assistant pastor
Oh, yeah.
from the church.
Of this church, St. Mount
at
Zion?
at the
Assistant
at
pastor
the
of what?
Congress, at the women's gathering,
Oh, the
Yes.
service awards banquet we went to?
yeah, last night.
Oh, you was networking? Wait, hold on. You're talking about the
Not-
service awards banquet from
Yeah.
Thursday night?
For Thursday night.
Okay.
He
Yeah.
was there.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, so
The
you already
assistant
plugged
pastor
in.
was there. Yeah.
Well, let me ask you this. When you were there, were you telling the pastors we need these letters, these 100 letters, or did you forget to plug it in, Dr. Jones? So listen up. Okay.
Well, I was
Side-
I was doing other.
Oh,
other
you was
jobs.
yeah. You know what you were. You were on the program. You had some announcements. You're honoring people from your church. So I give you a pass there. But that I should have just took the mic that night because I was there. I should
You
have got
were
up on the
there,
mic when
yeah.
they were socializing and called
you
all the
shoulda got
pastors.
on the mic.
I should have made everybody handwrite a letter right then and there, and we could have left with 100 letters because there was enough people there, enough pastors there, right?
Because we are pushing the CFO.
Yes. Okay. So that's what it is. So what are we're doing? We're pushing. So
Yeah, we're
okay.
pushing the CFO.
So I'm gonna slow down.
Chief, yeah.
So we brought this up. The United Baptist Missionary Convention is having their second quarterly meeting, but outside of the meeting, something that we need, Dr. Jones has created with his other counterparts, this CFO movement, right? And so it doesn't matter who is going to be the next president of the United Baptist Missionary Convention.
National Baptist.
I'm sorry, the national. This is United Baptist,
Yeah,
okay,
this
but
is-
this is the national.
We have our president already.
Yeah, we have our president.
Maddox.
Okay. Oh, look,
Make-
Maddox.
keep
look,
that
look,
clear,
look,
Maddox. We want
President
Maddox
Maddox,
to know
if you're
we
listening,
endorse-
don't come for me because I didn't send for you, okay? Don't you do it. But listen, okay, so no, this is the national convention. So the letters we're requesting, this is just what sparked my mind. So the 100 letters we're requesting are for the National Baptist Convention. And so we're just asking for people to support Reverend Dr. Donaldson Jones for president. And so in order for him to hit the ballot and to run for 2024. By the end of December, he needs 100 letters from pastors and leaders in a church, but the church, don't they have to be active or registered? What is it, Dr. Jones?
There's a national requirement on the number of registrations that you have to be already involved in.
Okay.
And it's
So you have to be registered with the convention in order to submit a letter, right?
more than just 1 year. But I think it's at least.
What? Wait a minute now, hold on. You done came with another rule,
No.
another game plan.
It's always
Wait
been.
a
It's
minute.
always been. Has to be.
Okay,
have
so
to
we
be
never said
registered
that
with
before,
the
though.
church.
So you have to be
With the convention.
with the convention, and have to have been registered for over a year.
More than 1 year.
More than 1 year.
I think it's at least 2 years.
So it would be
or-
2 years then, of course. Yeah, 2
Yeah,
years
at least
or more.
2, maybe even 3.
We gotta do some
But I think the
fact-finding.
pandemic fixed it, so I think they're allowing 2 years.
I need you to
That discussion
confirm.
was had at the convention this past month,
There's
September.
something about y'all. Y'all change these rules up,
No, I don't
as they
change
go
the
along.
rules.
Well, not you, but I'm just trying to follow this thing here because I feel like when it comes to my guy, Reverend Dr. Donaldson Jones, when it comes to him, I feel like, it's always something new in the mix. This pancakes mix is getting full. It's about to turn into a biscuit mix.
Yeah.
Dr. Jones, this is it. So again, we need 100 letters, right? So if you're registered with the convention, 2 years or more plus, if you have any questions, Dr. Jones is going to do some fact finding for us, and we'll come back next week with some solid registration years. But in the process, even if you don't know and you've only been registered for 2 years plus, we need you to start working on this letter. And so this letter just is a simple letter, and we're just asking them to do what, Dr. Jones?
Or we can call Roxanne, and she will design it.
Oh, Miss Roxanne, you heard Dr. Jones is putting you to work. That is not me. But again,
she'll design the letter.
she'll
for you.
design. So if you sign up and you give us permission, she'll create the letter. We have a template. We'll connect. And so I'm sure this is not illegal and a part of the process, but we're just here to assist to make your lives easier. If you're going to support the movement, then we'll support you. So
Yeah.
we'll make your life
And
easier.
our real emphasis on CFO.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, we want to emphasize that. Our real
The
focus
CFO is the CFO,
and-
which means that Dr. Jones
Chief
said
Financial Officer in
Chief
every
Financial Officer
in every major city. That's what
every
we are
major
pushing.
city. And that
there's some
CFO
whole
is
lot
going
of
to what?
emphasis and details that we'll be talking about the
Yeah.
responsibility of the CFO and how this CFO will bring together all of the minority business
what I wanted to
in
hear.
that location, all of the minority business in whatever location it is, and not only just for the National Baptist Convention,
Mm-hmm.
we want the CFO to bring together the minority business for every minority business that come to that city, whether it is the Greek organizations or Church of God in Christ or whoever it is,
Yeah.
whatever group, all minority group, that person will pull together to make sure that the minority business are highlighted and supported by that group that come to town, that minority
Yeah.
group that come to town.
Okay, yeah, and I'm glad you said that because I know if I was in my car and I was listening, I was like, what do you mean CFO? Like, what's the CFO going to do? So Dr. Jones just made it plain, but as he said, we're going to keep plugging this thing in and you'll hear more and you can watch him go on our Facebook or YouTube channel, Concord Baptist Church, Baltimore. You can listen to past shows. We've had
Yeah, there are a whole lot of other detail because it make use not only of the minority businesses, there are organizations of churches instead of renting spaces from other organizations,
Yeah.
utilizing the spaces and the transportation that could be provided by the congregations that have
So
buses
many
and
different
locations,
facets.
and they can meet. And these extra funds they are paying to some organizations for transportation and things.
be
These
internal.
funds can go to those churches.
Yeah.
You know,
Because
pay-
churches have vans and they have transport. Look at you,
Yeah.
Dr. Jones. You're always making a way, plugging it in. That's why you're the blueprint for how this thing works, and you are goals for us. And so thank you for sharing that. And so we do have something else that we want to talk about. Greater St. John's Baptist Church has Women's Emphasis Month.
Greater
knowing-
St. John, we just
Yeah.
emphasize that. Greater
Greater
St. John.
St. John's, okay.
He grew up in Concord,
Oh.
the pastor.
Is this your, this is, who's the pastor here? Jamal, you know what, I should have known. Jamal Foster, because they're in Dundalk, right? He's been on the show before.
Yes, he's been
Look,
on.
and he's an officer. He's an
Yeah,
officer.
he's offered with the convention.
With the convention, with your
Yes.
guys, right? So this is Dr. Jones' sidebar crew. This is one of his Concord sons. So we definitely have to support this. And so, again, this is Greater St. John's Baptist Church. They're doing Women's Emphasis Month. And Dr. Jones said this has nothing to, this is not
Well,
in connection with, this is
The
not.
women history. We sometimes, someone may be thinking this is emphasis on Women History Month,
Okay.
which is the month of March.
That's March. Yep, you
The month
noted
of
that.
March.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Women History Month, which is designated since 1995 by every president of the United States have emphasized and issued an order that this is the women.
We've been important. Women, we've been important, y'all. Let's shake
Yeah,
each
since
other's hands.
95.
Let's give a high five since 1995. We've been important, y'all. Oh my
That's March.
goodness.
That's March. This is
little over
Women's
30 years.
Emphasis Month. Greater St. John is recognizing, each church can recognize the Women Emphasis Month any month that the church want to emphasize.
Absolutely.
And
but
this
I
church is
love-
emphasizing Women Emphasis Month on this month.
No, it's this month, but Dr. Jones, I got to stop really quickly. Like, for people who are listening, if you're just driving, listening virtual, whatever, this whole title, their brand, is knowing your worth.
Knowing your worth.
It's so important. Like, we can never get enough of that.
Because, they seem like that there have been efforts to minimize the value of women.
Uh-huh.
Having all these
Yeah,
federal regulations.
They don't value us, but we run the world. In Beyonce's words, I mean, let me say this: we are the helpmate to make sure that the world continues to spin around. Okay, that's who we are, right? So again, it's Women's Emphasis Month at Greater St. John's Baptist Church, Knowing Your Worth. Shout out to our guy, Pastor Jamal Foster. He's been on the show. He's an amazing guy. He's a part of the convention. He's an officer, and they're located at 209 Walnut Avenue, Dundalk, Maryland. And so they have amazing people. Like, they have Minister Daphne Foster. So I'm assuming that's the First Lady. She's already gone up. So hers was October the 1st. So if you guys went to that event, you can give us a call and let us know how fire that was. And then Reverend Tracy Cherry. Oh, I love Reverend. That's my girl. She's a part of the Women's Auxiliary with me. So she's tomorrow, October the 8th. Tomorrow's the 8th, right?
Yes.
So October the 8th is her day. And then Reverend Dr. Gwendolyn Young, another one of my Women Auxiliary sisters, October 15th.
Let me pause there for a second because
Yeah.
I'm glad they put Reverend Dr. Young
Gwendolyn
there.
Young,
Because,
Reverend Dr.
yeah,
Gwendolyn Young.
she doesn't want to claim to be a reverend, but
Right.
we're going to emphasize that now I can tell her that I know that
Oh,
she
you know
is.
Dr. Jones gonna come for you, Dr. Young. I'll call you Dr. Young. I love calling you Dr. Young. And then we have some fire too, October 15th at 3:30. So I'm assuming they have Gwendolyn Young is the morning, and then later that afternoon at 3:30 service, Reverend Anaya L. Franklin. She's amazing. And then, of course, Washington's back up again. Minnie Washington's daughter, Reverend
Yes.
it's Carmi Young.
Tremendous
Washington.
preacher.
Yes, amazing. I mean, every time I've heard her, I've left like,
She's been
ooh.
here on several
I
occasions.
ain't right. Like, when you leave her on October 22nd, it's gonna take you back to the drawing board. She's always on point. And then, of course, my favorite, Reverend Dr. Sandra Ferguson, is October 29th. I love Dr. Ferguson. Most of these women just spoke the other night at the Women's Auxiliary, and
Yes.
we have a fire. Like, I'm on the panel list on Monday night. The Women's Auxiliary, we're having a panelist for youth, and so, well, not for youth, I'm sorry, for women, and it's just talking about the topics that we don't want to discuss in the church. And so my mom and I are both serving on this panel, and it's going to be at Faith Baptist Church on Monday. So even if you're listening, you've never met me, you want to meet me in person, you want to be filled, you want to come with your daughters, your moms, your sisters, your friends, come out to Faith Baptist Church. You can give me a call at 443-527-1165, 443-527-1165, because I believe the church will be closed on Monday if they need information. Miss Roxanne, is she off? Did you get Miss Roxanne off on Columbus Day?
Well, I don't
Oh,
know.
no,
if
you know what, y'all going to be here because you're having a med tech class on Monday.
We'll make it clear, but it'll be in another location.
Another location.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Okay.
Let me tell a couple more about Greater St. John. This is
Tell us something.
Women Emphasis Month.
Uh-huh.
And we want to, as we indicated, we want to emphasize that the Women History Month is March. But as I was checking the emphasis on that, we usually do a special talk show about women's and histories and all that.
Yeah, we do.
But also the Seventh-day Adventists have a special day. So I wanted to, the reason I'm emphasizing that because we no longer can allow ourselves to be separated. We need to support and encourage all of our organizations. So the Seventh-day Adventists have a second Saturday in June as their Women Emphasis Day.
Oh,
The
second Saturday. Oh, so
Saturday-
June 2024?
the second Saturday in June.
Okay, so that we're gonna come back to that June 2024. I want people to come out. So before we go off the air, you have to come back to our rescheduled program. We were supposed to have Worship 2023 concert. It was supposed to be on September the 23rd. Due to that hurricane weekend thing we had going on, we have rescheduled it for October the 14th. So it's coming up like ASAP. We want you to come out to Concord Baptist Church. It's our youth and young adult ministry. Worship 2023 concert. We're located at 5204 Liberty Heights Avenue, of course. You can call us at the church if you have any questions, 410-367-1117. But this Worship 2023 concert is going to be a lit-tuation. If you love music, you like the whole feng shui of just the whole worship vibe. We're not talking about gospel and church.
It must go.
We're
That's
talking
a great
about
activity.
a worship vibe, okay? And so
There's going to be recordings.
speaking of worship, it's a live recording, but created for worship. Speaking of worship, created for worship and Concord Baptist Church Band are going to collab.
Yeah.
And so they are the featured guests along with Chester Burke Jr. and Company.
Yes.
I've never heard Chester Burke or Created for Worship, so I'm
They are a
excited about
recording
this.
company, yes.
They're a recording company?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, so yeah. And look, let's be clear. You hear recording company, you hear dollars, but they're only asking for a $10 donation.
Yeah, right.
So we're not asking for much. We're just asking for some McDonald's French fry and supersized drink money. That's all we're asking for, right?
Then you
for
got
this
the
$10
other
donation.
program up there.
Of course, yeah. And so again, October 14th, Dr. Jones and I will both be here. We'd love to meet and greet you in person. If you've been listening to the show, we want you to show up and show out for this. And before we log off, we just want you to know that we are serious about moving into this next phase. And quickly, if you've been praying and asking God to bless your business, are you thinking about ways how you can market your business to demographics? That's it. And so, they're tuning us out. But just know that we are starting this newly formed ministry at Concord Baptist Church. It's a business network. So you can call us in for the church. Malik, I don't know, who is our engineer today? Because we're broadcasting live from the church. But thank you guys so much for listening. Minister Stephanie Polar will have more information, and we'll come back next weekend. Same information. See you next week.
She probably